Okay, we're on Samach Gimel, Amud Aleph, 63a at the Mishnah. We're learning the schus of all those that need for Shlema.
Okay, want to close the microphones?
Yeah. Okay, the Mishnah says, Lo yetzish lo b'sayef. A man should not go out on Shabbos with a sword. In Hebrew, double negatives are acceptable. A man should not go out, not with a sword. In English also, it's just school teachers that tell you shouldn't. Not with a bow. So I guess like a bow and arrow. Betris is not with a shield. All of these things are not considered garments or tachshitim or jewelry, ornaments. Eily or Allah, that we'll see in the Gemara what it is. Not with a spear. If he does, this is considered carrying, and he's chayav chatas. He's violating the laws of Shabbos, the carrying laws. Rabbi Izzah says no. These are decorations. A person dresses up like that when he's formal or something. That's what they wear. Sometimes you see people with all of these stars and awards that they got in as a soldier. So maybe they would also wear their swords or whatever they carried. These are all shameful things. This is not a decoration. As it says, they'll beat their swords into plows, and their spears into pruning tools. It means that in an ideal world, Mashiach comes, these are not appropriate things. These are negative tools. And one nation will not wage war, will not lift up a sword against the other one. They won't practice war. Okay, that's the end of the pasuk. Biris Tahira. A biris is a garter, which is like a belt belt for a stocking. We have like on top of the socks, so we have like a little thing, and maybe holds it a little tighter. But apparently they would have to have a belt for the stockings. Maybe they would tie it or something. It was just a little maybe thicker material. That's tahira. That is a utensil that's used for serving another utensil. It's a belt for a stocking. So that's not Mekabel Tuma. But you're allowed to wear it on Shabbos because you're not going to take it off because then the stocking falls down and that would be immodest. Kvalim are ankle chains. We'll see in the Gemara what the use was, but they're tamei. They do serve a purpose. They serve the person, and you can't wear it on Shabbos. You can't wear it on Shabbos is probably because you might take it off. I'm not sure what it says. Does it say why? I'm not sure why. Okay, the Gemara says, "My ba'ala," or Eily. What is this list in the Mishnah? One of them, the sword and the bow and the shield, and then it says ba'ala. So it says that's kulfa. That's a club. A club, but not as in a place where people hang out. A club as in like a hammer club, like a bat. Okay. But actually in the word kulfa is sort of like club. Rabbi Eliezer Metachshitin Eily. Rabbi Eliezer says, no, these are ornaments. These are decorations. A person can wear them on Shabbos. Tanya was taught in a brisa. Amalei Rabbi Eliezer. They said to Rabbi Eliezer, "V'chim yachid detachshitin Eily." Once you say that these are ornaments, if they're so nice, so why when Mashiach comes, are they were going to get rid of them? As it says in the pasuk. Because we don't need them. So it's still nice. It's just we're not going to use it. We're not going to need them, so we'll use them for another thing. It says, 1 second, if they're nice, let them just be there for decorations. Amar Abaya. Abaya says, no, it's not a kasha. That's like saying a candle in the afternoon. Candle is very nice, but to light it in the afternoon is totally unnecessary. You need the candles at night. So it's only nice when it's necessary. If there's no purpose for it, then it's not nice. So that's an answer to Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer says that they're tachshit for in this world. They're a tachshit. Upliga de Shmuel. This whole discussion here argues on Shmuel. Damar Shmuel, because Shmuel said, "Ein bein olam hazel li'yemais Mashiach el shibud galius bilvad." Shmuel says that the whole difference between this world and Mashiach, and the days of Mashiach, has to do with who's in control. It just has to do. It's a political thing. Said, Joe Lieberman will be president of the United States, and Rabbi Steinsaltz will be prime minister in Israel, and that's Mashiach, according to Shmuel. It's a political thing. As it says, the poor, the Evyain, will not cease from the land. They'll still be the regular society. We'll be able to serve Hashem because we won't have difficulty from the government. Messiah, however, that's the opinion of Shmuel. This is a very strange Gemara in the setup, because we quote a brisa, Tanya, and then we say Pliga de Shmuel. The brisa argues on Shmuel as if Shmuel has some say, against the brisa. Shmuel is an Amira. The brisa is much stronger. So the setup of the Gemara is very strange. However, Messiah Leila Rabbi Chia Barabba, but it does support Rabbi Chia Barabba. Rabbi Chia Barabba is a Talmud of Rabbi Yechanan. Dam Rabbi Chia Barabba, Kol HaNaviim Le'Nisnabu El Meisa Mashiach. No, the prophecies, they are referring to Mashiach. Regarding the world to come, that the prophets weren't even talking about. No eye has seen it, God, other than you. That means that the prophecy of the swords will be turned into plows, that is Yemaisa Mashiach. That is, and so therefore, the brisa is a support to Rabbi Chia Barabba. And Shmuel was saying that that's not going to happen in Yemaisa Mashiach. When will that happen? I guess Leilam Haba. Okay. Ikad Amri. There are those that say, Amr Leila Rabbi Eliezer, that they told Rabbi Eliezer, if swords and these types of weapons are a tachshit, why are they going to disappear when Mashiach comes? No, they're not going to disappear. It's a good teretz. Why we're going to still have them? Haina de Shmuel, and he holds like Shmuel. and upliga de Rav Chia Barabba, and he argues on Rav Chia Barabba. Okay, so you have two ways of learning Rabbi Eliezer. Either he argues on Shmuel, he argues on Shmuel, and he just says that meanwhile, while they're necessary, like Abayas Teretz, they're ornaments. Or he agrees with Shmuel, and they're always going to be, they'll always be around.
How do they explain the pasuk?
In general, how does Shmuel explain the pasuk? Right? I guess that Chitzu Chabaysim Le'itim would mean Olam Haba, not Yemais Mashiach. It's another stage. There's a machlekes if Olam Haba means another stage after Mashiach, or if it means where the souls go. It's interesting, Taisvus over here. He says, "Ein ben Elam Azeli Meisa Mashiach." Shmuel's statement that makes it that there's just going to be a different person in power in the White House and then Prime Minister in Israel. That's he says, "What are you talking about?" Taisvus asks, "What about the Beis Hamikdash?" That's he says, "No, Ein ben." It says that's a lav dafka ein bein. That's like in general, but of course there's going to be other things that are going to be significant. Okay. Amalei Abayla Rav Dimi. Abaya says to Rav Dimi. Rav Dimi was a traveler, and he would come to Bavel, and Abaya would talk to him. Here it's very interesting. We have a lot of names over here. How this conversation went. Varmila Rav Avia, could be spoke to Rav Avia. Varmila Rab Yosef Rav Dimi, could be Rab Yosef said this to Rab Dimi. Varmila Rab Avia, could be Rab Yosef said it to Rab Avia. Varmila Abaya Rav Yosef, maybe Abaya said it to Rab Yosef. My time with the Rabbi Eliezer, what's the reason for Rabbi Eliezer? Eily, that says that these are ornaments. It's like jewelry, the ksiv, because we have a pasuk in Tilim. It says, Chagar Charbacha al Yarech. Put your sword on your thigh. Girdle your sword on your thigh. Gibar is strong person. It's your splendor and your majesty and your beauty. So that means it's a nice thing. It's clear in the pasuk that says that this is something that's a splendor to wear a sword. Okay. I have a pasuk that supports him. Amalei Rav Kana Lamar Bered Rav Huna. Rav Kana says to Mar, the son of Rav Huna, Hi, b'divrei Torah ksiv. It's not talking about actual swords. It's a parable. It's referring to Torah. Charbacha is Torah. Put the Torah on your thigh. Amalei in mikra yetz midei pshutai. Says, yeah, but you still have the literal meaning of the pasuk, and you can't take away the literal meaning of the pasuk. Literal meaning is that there's a sword, and you put the sword on the thigh, and that's beauty. Amar Rav Kana. So Rav Kana says, this is Rav Kana that was talking before. Amar Rav Kana, Karavina bar tamnei sreishnin v'avigamina le'lekula shas. Said I was 18 years old and I finished the whole shas. Started Daf Yomi early. Yasi. Yadana, and I still didn't know that a pasuk needs to be read literally as well. He understood that it doesn't matter. Yitzi, I see you have a sword over there. He understood that there's the drush, there's the way it's the way it's interpreted, and then there's the pshat, and the pshat is not necessarily it doesn't take any precedence, or it doesn't. You don't have to read the pshat. Ad hashta until now, until he hears this statement from Mar Breder Rav Huna. My Kamash Milan. What is Rav Kana telling us about his own personal story? What is he teaching us? He's teaching us the Ligmarin Shvadel Disper, that he was able to learn even without knowing this interpretation that ein mikra yetzim b'dei pshutei, that a pasuk has to have a literal interpretation as well. That teaches us that when a person learns, he doesn't have to have the full understanding right away. First, he learns, he memorizes what was said exactly. Afterwards, he can compare and understand and all of that. Because he learned until 18 and he didn't have that understanding. And he knew the whole thing. How did he learn the whole thing? Because he was able to accept it even without understanding. There's a thing in the mind that doesn't let you learn or accept things that you don't really understand. You reject it right away. My students, they just tell me, Rabbi, that's so not true. I never heard of that. So they reject it. First thing is rejection. It's impossible. And then afterwards, the second time already, it's like, yeah, I heard it once. So it's the pshat that the Torah was taught in the womb. It helps, you don't have the same rejection that you have when you study Torah. You're able to, the Malach taught it to you already. Okay.
That's Psachim, right? Psachim.
Yeah, is that where that is?
I thought.
We had it in Nida, I think. Yeah, regarding the pshat and some Talmudic scholars, in order to explain drush, which is difficult for us, a lot of times we take a pasuk and we read it in ways that it doesn't seem to be saying. In order to explain that, they say that that years ago, the understanding of a pasuk, for us, it's very clear that the pshat takes precedence over anything else. What it says literally, that's clearly what it says. You want to tell me other things? Maybe. In the olden days, it's not necessarily that the pshat takes literal. They had different ways of reading it. In the mindset that we have, they didn't have. That what the literal reading is clearly the way, the correct way, and other things, possibly it's alluding to other things also. They didn't have that. They had, those allusions could be more significant than the pshat. That's their understanding of which I guess it helps when we're learning Drush, like what are you saying? So Rav Kana had that, he had it fully. He didn't even have a pshat at all. He didn't even have ein mikra yetzim b'dei pshutei until he heard from Mar Bered Rav Huna. Okay. Simon Zaras. I'm not sure what that Simon is referring to. Sometimes the Steinsaltz. Oh, a sword? A sword. Zaras. Oh. That's in Rashi. It says that there would be a zara. Viul zara. And Rashi says in a strange language it means a sword. So maybe that's the pshat. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah. Amar Rabbi Lazar. Shnei talmidei chacham mechadim zeh b'zeh b'halacha HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzliach lem. Rabbi Yirmiyah says that Rabbi Lazar says. Rabbi Lazar is this Talmud of Rabbi Yochanan, almost the chavrusa of Rabbi Yochanan, attempted. And Rabbi Yirmiyah says over that two talmidei chachamim that sharpen each other in halacha. In other words, they ask and they answer and they challenge each other. Hashem makes them successful when they're learning. Shenemar v'hador chatzlach, and your splendor will prosper. And al tikri v'hador chela v'chadadetcha, your sharpening will make you successful, make you prosper. Not only that, but they'll become great. Shenemar tzlach rechav, be successful, and you'll ride on. Maybe if they're doing this even not for the right reason, it's not for Hashem. Talmud Laimar al dvar emes. No, only for truth. That means it needs to be lishma. Maybe even if they get arrogant, that it's still going to work. they'll be successful and they'll go to greatness. Tamaleimer va'anava tzedek, humility and righteousness. We're continuing the pasuk that it requires humility. And if they do this, then they'll merit the Torah that's given with the right hand of Hashem. Teach wonders with your right hand. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says, they'll merit the things that are said about the right side of the Torah. Damar Rava bar Rav Shila, Barmilam Rav Yosef bar Chama. Rava bar Rav Shila says, and some say that Rav Yosef says, Rav Yosef bar Chama Amar Rav Sheshes, in the name of Rav Sheshes. I think Rav Yosef in general is Rav Yosef bar Chama. Rav Sheshes was a student of Rav Huna. It could be. My diksiv, what is the meaning of the pasuk? Oh, is this what you meant from Pesachim, Aaron? Because I think this was in Pesachim. What does it mean?
The Gemara that you were quoting before.
With the baby?
It was either Pesachim or Shabbos. Yeah, with why does it matter that you learned it one?
So what does it mean? That on long life, longevity, is in the right side, and on the left side is Oishev Kavod, wealth and honor. Ella biyamina. Reb Sheshes is asking, what's the meaning of this? Ella biyamina oirech yamim ika Oishev Kavod leka. On the right side, all there is long life, but there's no wealth and honor. It's a long life, but it doesn't sound very good. Ella l'maymina barachem mika v'kolshkin Oishev Kavod. No, on the right is definitely there's long life, but of course there's wealth and honor. On the left is wealth and honor, but there's no long life. Now, Rashi gives two interpretations for what does it mean the right and the left. First interpretation is my meaning, the right means people that are really learning very, very carefully. They're examining every single detail. They will have long life. And of course, they'll have wealth and honor. Masmilim, the left, is they're not learning so deeply. They're more casual about it. But they're learning, and they still have wealth and honor, but not the long life. Second pshat, inami, is my minim is Isaac Lishma. If they learn Lishma, that's the right side. And then they have wealth and honor and the long life. In the left, as they're learning Shalei Lishma, they still get the wealth and honor, even the Shalei Lishma. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Now Rabbi Yirmiyah says the name of Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish. Before it was the name of Rabbi Elazar. Shnei Talmidei Chachamim, Hanoichem Zel Hazeh Ba'alacha. Rashi over here gives us also two pshatim. I thought I saw two pshatim here. The Lashon Acher, yeah. Two Talmidei Chachamim that are either Noicher means agreeable. They help each other learn pleasantly. They're agreeable. Then the other pshat is Neichem is they lead each other, also assisting each other to the correct pshat. Hakadosh Baruch Hu makshiv lem. So Hashem listens to them, listens to their learning, and He responds. Shenemar, as it says, as nidbru, then they will speak. Yirei Hashem, those that fear God. I don't know if the pasuk goes. Nidbru Yirei Hashem. Ishel Reyeyo Vayakshav Hashem Vayishama L'chosh V'Shmai. Hashem listens and He hears to those that contemplate His name. So it says, "Az nidberu Yirei Hashem." Then they will speak, those that fear God. In dibur el nachas. Dibur means to lead or agreeable. Those two pshatim. Shenemar yad veram tachtenu, that the nations will be under us. You'll lead nations under you. Yad ver could mean to lead as well, or to have control, or it could mean agreeable. Nachas, they'll be pleasantly under you. When you finish that pasuk, it says, those that contemplate his name. Amar Rabbi, afilu chishav lasis mitzvah v'nenas. Rabbi says, if someone thought to do a mitzvah and an einus happens, and he's not able to fulfill it, the einus is an accident, he wasn't able to fulfill it. Hashem considers it as if he fulfilled it. So it's interesting that all the people that used to daven with the minyan regularly, now there's an einus. So it continues, right? It's as if Hashem considers it as if you daven with the minyan. It's good like this, but if this wasn't in your plan always, then lav dafka,
Well, that's Rachmana Patre, right?
Right. But here it's more than Einus Rachmana Patre. Here it's Einus Rachmana Patre means that you're innocent. We don't. You're not held guilty. Here it's as if you've performed it.
Oh,
it's not.
Is Dinus becoming mitzvahs?
Right. It's as if you performed it. You wanted to do it. You thought to do it. That's the Cheshu Yishmai, those that contemplate. Amar Rav Chinna Baridi. Rav Chinna Baridi says, Kalesa mitzvah k'ma'amara. Anyone that does the mitzvah as it's said, I guess as it's said to do, Ein mebasar meisi b'suras reis. He will not be told bad news. Shnemar shemer mitzvah liyada davara. Someone that performs mitzvahs will not know of any evil. Amar Rav Asi v'teimer Rab Chanina. Rav Asi says, some say Rab Chanina says, Afilu HaKadosh Baruch Hu geiz gzeira, even if there was already a decree. Hu mevatla. This person that performs mitzvahs can nullify a decree. Shnemar kashed bashed var melech shiltain, because the word of the king is rulership. Who can tell the king what to do? So that means whatever the king says happens. However, next to it says that someone that guards the mitzvahs doesn't know of any bad. That means that he can, who can tell the king what to do? Nevertheless, someone that does mitzvahs doesn't get it changes the decree. Amr Abba, Amr Reb Shimon ben Lakish. Now, before it was Rabbi Yomi in the name of Reb Shimon ben Lakish, now it's Reb Abba in the name of Reb Shimon ben Lakish. Shnei Talmidei Chachamim makshivim zel lezeh b'halacha. Two Talmidei Chachamim that are listening to one another in the learning. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shemei Elokeilan, Hashem listens to their voice. Shenemar hayesheves beganim, those that sit in the garden. Chaverim makshivim lekeilacha, friends, listens to that listen to your voice. Hashmieni, let me hear. That's Hashem is saying that the Chaverim are makshivim lekeilacha. The Chaverim are learning, and Hashem says Hashmieni. He wants to hear as well. It means if they're not listening to each other, that causes the Shekhinah to leave. Shnemer brach doidi udmei. What does it say? There's some animal over there. It says that my beloved has run away. I forget what the pasuk says.
Does that mean that if someone is a Torah scholar, they're not necessarily their middles is not necessarily maybe perfected, because you would think that a Torah scholar would have bittul to listen to, another Torah scholar.
Right. I guess it's not necessarily so. There was a difference in outlook. The Chassidim always understood that there's a tzaddik and there's a Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham is not necessarily a tzaddik. In the Litvish world, the Talmud Chacham is and the Tzaddik are like one. The Talmud Chacham gains that, and if he doesn't have the right midas, then he's not counted. But it becomes like one thing. By the Chassidim, it wasn't like that. They had that division.
Isn't what Yitzi's saying that's Sfir Somer, Rabbi Kiva?
Oh, right. Amar Rabbi Shim ben Lakish. The Rebbe learned that the Talmidim had so much Avos Yisrael that they didn't allow the other person to. So much Avos Yisrael, they cared so much that they imposed what they felt was correct on their
codependence.
Is that what that is? He says like this. Amar Rabbi Amar Shim ben Lakish. Another statement. Shnei Talmidacham hamadgilim zel ze ba'alacha. Madgilim means that they gather. There's Talmidei Chachamim. Apparently, the rabbi is not teaching. So they get together and they say, "Come, let's learn together. The rabbi's not here. Let's figure things out." HaKadosh Baruch Hu oyavan. Hashem loves them. Shenemar v'diglu alayava v'digulay alayava. The banner above me is love. So Hashem loves this gathering. Madgilim is the gathering. Is like this banner. Okay, Amar Rava v'hu diyada tzurasa d'shmait. That's only if they have the foundation, the tzuras, the form. They have the foundation of halacha, and they're able to do this. They have to be able to have what to discuss. They don't have what to discuss, then how are they supposed to do this? And that's also only if there's no rabbi in the town to learn from. If there's a rabbi in the town and this is a breakaway, then it's not so much love over there. Amar Rab Abba, Amar Rab Shimon ben Lakish. Rab Abba says in the name of Rab Shimon ben Lakish again, Gadol Hamal v'Yesim Anaiset Tzedakah. Someone that lends money to a poor person is greater than if he gives him charity. It's much more comfortable for the person to accept the loan. And Hamatul B'Kis Yesim Mikulan. If he enters into a business as a partnership, that's the best. If he starts him off on a business, he says, "I'll give you the money. You run the business. We'll split the profits." So that's even better. Amar Baba, Amar Reb Shimon ben Lakish, Talmud Chacham Neikim v'Neitik Kenachash Hu Chagreo Al Masnecha. So there is a Gemara that says that if a Talmud Chacham is not zealous and biting like a snake, then he's not really serious, or he's not really a Talmud Chacham. Here, the Gemara doesn't. I don't know if that's what the Gemara means. The Gemara here seems to say that if there's a Talmud Chacham, that he's noikim v'noiter kenachash, he's jealous, and he's like vengeful, like a snake. So you should hold him close. Hold him close. You should be close to him. Imam Aritzu Chassid al Tadar b'Shchanasei. But if he's an ignoramus, that's very kind, don't dwell in his neighborhood. I think what it could be what it's saying is that it's better to be close to a Talmud Chacham that does not have the refined character than to an Amaretz that has a refined character. Because from the Amaretz, you may end up learning from his ways. And from the Talmud Chacham, hopefully you learn the Torah. Maybe that's what it means. You should be close to a Talmud Chacham even though he's Neikim and Neitim Kenachash. Or maybe that could be the Pshat. Unless the Art Scroll says something different. Is it like an even though, or is it no, he must? That's what I'm toying with here. Okay, Amar Rav Kana, Amar Reb Shimon ben Lakish, Amar Rav Asi, Amar Rish Lakish. It's either Rav Kana saying this name of Rish Lakish or Rav Asi in the name of Rish Lakish. Amar Rav Abba, Amar Rish Lakish. Rav Abba was the one that was speaking the whole time. Kol kelev rabbeteich beisei. Anyone that raises a bad dog in his house, He's taking away kindness from his house. He doesn't let poor people come. People are afraid of the dog. So Mishulach told me, he came to a house. He says there was a huge mezuzah on the door. He thought, oh, this must be a Rav. It's a nice big house. He knocks on the door. He's like really excited. This dog comes out and like chases him down. He ends up on the sidewalk. He's running, and then this lady, not this lady, is like yelling after the dog, "Come back," or whatever. Anyway, goes back and he says, "What's this? It's such a big mezuzah." They said, "No, it was a Megillah." They didn't have put a Megillah on the door. Okay. So
give him Moshe Druin's number. Give him a real mezuzah.
So Shenemar, as it says, Lamas Meri'eu Chesed. Lamas. We'll see what Lamas is in a second. But really, Lamas would mean the afflicted. Is missing chesed. The Rashi explains the mem of Meri'eu means it's like is lacking chesed. It's not able to perform chesed. People aren't going to, approach him for kindness. Shekain, Beloshin Yavanis were on top of Samach Gimel Amud Beis because in Greek, Karin Lekelev Lamas, a dog is called Lamas. I looked this up in the Steinsaltz. He had some references there in the Greek to what, but he says it wasn't really clear what which word it is. Okay. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, Amar, Perik many years Shemayim. So we're talking about a dog. That if someone has a dog, you won't be able to do chesed if it's a bad dog. Also, it takes off Yer Shemayim from him. Shenemar v'yiras shaka yazev. Loses the yiras, he forsakes yiras Hashem. Is that the end of that pasuk? Yeah, that's a continuation, I guess, of that pasuk. Hahi Hitzah, there was a woman. She happened to be, she was pregnant. She went into a house to bake bread. Novach bekalba, the dog barked. Isakar vlada, the fetus was dislodged. Amalei Mari the Besa, the master says, don't worry about my dog, it's a good dog. The Shekili Nive, I took out its teeth. The Shekilin Tufrei, and I took off its nails. It's not going to scratch you, it's not going to bite you. So Amalei Shikulit Mitivusach, you can take your kindness. Vishadia Achizri, and throw it to the thorns. Kvar not Vlad, it's already the fetus has already been moved. They always say that. You're walking and there's someone with the dog, they always tell you, oh, don't worry about this dog. This one is, even though, don't worry. Okay. Amar Rav Huna says, my diksiv, what's the meaning of the pasuk? Smach bacher b'yaldesecha, v'yitivcha libcha b'mei machresecha. Rejoice, young man, in your youth, and let your heart be gladdened in the days of your youth. V'holach b'darchi libcha, go in the way of your heart. U'b'marei necha, and follow your eyes. That's half the pasuk. The other half goes, V'dan, you should know, that God's going to bring you to judgment. So Rav Huna is saying this. He says, Ad kan divrei Yetzer Hara. He learns the first part of the pasuk is the Yetzer Hara saying. This is in Kehelas. It says, rejoice in your youth, and follow your eyes, and just what is it? Be merry. What is it? I forget the expression. Something, enjoy it now, basically.
But eat, drink, and be merry?
Yeah, eat, drink, and be merry. So that's the Yetzer Hara. However, Mikan ve'elach, divrei Yetzer Tov. Then it says that you should know that there's going to be judgment. That's the Yetzer Tov. Okay. Rish Lakish has a very interesting pshat. He says, Ad kan l'divrei Torah. You know what it means? Smach bacha b'yaldesecha? That's talking about the yeshiva. Rejoice in the yeshiva, enjoy your time, learn and follow the way of your heart and follow your eyes. All of this is referring to Torah. And mikan ve'elach l'maisim tovim. But after that, then you have to know that there's going to be judgment. If you don't follow all those things that you learned, you have to implement all of the Torah that you learned. You have to do the mitzvahs. So then there's going to be judgment afterwards. So it's all in a positive note. Okay, now it says biris is tahira. Biris, we said, was a strap over a stocking called a garter. We said that that's tahira. It doesn't become impure as a regular garment would, because it's a utensil that's used for a garment. It's not used directly for a person. It's a tool for a garment, which, unless it would have a receptacle, but it doesn't. So therefore, it's just like a rope or something, which is not made for a person. Then it's tahar, and you can also wear it on Shabbos. That's what we learned in the Mishnah. So Rav Yehuda, biris zu etzada. Rav Yehuda says biris is a bracelet. Maser Rav Yosef says, 1 second. He asked the question to Rav Yehuda. Biris tahira v'yetzba b'Shabbos. Biris, the Mishnah says, doesn't become impure, and you can wear it on Shabbos. V'ilo etzada tmei. But etzada, we learned that a bracelet it becomes tamei. It's one of the psukim by Midian. That's when we know that items become tamei, is when they went to war with Midian, things need to be kashered and made pure and all of that. And one it says is etzada v'tzamid, those pieces of jewelry. The answer is hachi kamar. Bira tachz etzada imedes. He means to say that the biris is in place of a bracelet. Not that it has the same halacha, and it's not a bracelet. It's like a bracelet on the foot. It's two separate things. Okay, so the biris you're not going to take off, so therefore you're allowed to wear it on Shabbos, and it's tahar. But rather, etzada is a bracelet, is tamei, and you may take it off actually. Did we learn clearly that a bracelet is a problem on Shabbos? I don't remember if we mentioned what we said about a bracelet. Okay, Yosef Rabin.
I thought it depended if you're rich or not.
Oh, yeah, there was one opinion that said that. Who would take off something would only be, wouldn't be a wealthy person, wouldn't care to show it. That was by the Irshal Zav. That was by that.
The Jerusalem thing.
Yeah.
I thought the wealthy people would take off fancy stuff to show. That's
wealthy
why
people don't show off. They don't show off.
No, but they might want to show their ring or something like that.
It depends.
Well, that's what the machlokas was anyway.
Right.
Yes or no?
It depends if it's new money or old money. So Yosef Ravin, those are the Newport mansions. They made money very quickly or something. They built these like ostentatious homes. So Yosef Ravin v'Ravuna kamed Rav Yirmiyah. Ravin and Ravuna were sitting in front of Rav Yirmiyah, and Yosef Rav Yirmiyah v'kamenamnim. Rav Yirmiyah is falling asleep. Yosef Ravin v'kamar, so Ravin says something. He says, "Biris ba'achas kvalim b'shtayim." A biris goes on one leg, but kvalim goes on two legs. Amalei Ravuna says, "Eily b'shtayim." No, both of them can go on both legs. Umatilim shalshelas b'neiim v'nasu kvalim. What they do is they put a rope between these two garters, these stocking holders in places. And this chain makes everything into a utensil. Oh, 1 second. The Gemara asks, and the chain makes it into a keli. Maybe you'll say yes. Maybe you'll say that the way it works is like Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani says. We had this once. Dam Reb Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Reb Yonason probably. How do you know that anything that makes noise by any metal utensil that makes noise, brass probably, iron. So Shnemar Kol Davar Sheyavabish, anything that goes in fire. What is davar? Anything. It says afilu dibur, even if it just makes a sound. The mashma. That's already makes it into a utensil. So with these chains, they clank around. So that's a noise. The Gemara says 1 second. You're going to say that the chain that goes, an ankle chain, it goes in between the legs. It bangs around. That's going to be tamei hasam kabayle lekala. Over there, you're made an instrument, whatever it is. You banged around on pots and pans or whatever. And pots and pans are tamei anyway. But you took some scraps and you made it into an instrument. So covered maisa, and you made something, I guess. Hacham my maisa covered here. What are you doing with the chain? Your point is not. This is not to make noise. So Gemara says, "Hachanami covered ma'ase." No, this does serve as a function. With Damar Rabbi Bar Chana, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Bar Chana says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Mishpacha achas hayse b'Yerushalayim. There was a family in Yerushalayim. We're discussing here the ankle chains. Why are they considered a keli? They serve a purpose. They serve a function for the person wearing it. There was a family in Yerushalayim, Shayip Siyaseh and Gasis. They would take very long steps. Their legs would get separated. They would take long strides. The girls would lose their besulim in the way they walked. They made this chain in between the legs so that they shouldn't take such large steps. And that way, that would keep the besulim, the virginity, intact, and it wouldn't fall out. It wouldn't rip. Itar Bahu Rabbi Yirmiyah. Rabbi Yirmiyah wakes up. Remember, this was Ravin and Ravuna talking, and Rabbi Yirmiyah was dozing off. He wakes up. Amalam Yashi, you're right. He says, that's correct. V'chinam Rabbi Yochanan actually said that. Kiyasa Rav Dimi Am Rabbi Yochanan. When Rav Dimi came, he says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Minayin Lared Kol Shu Tamei. How do you know that the smallest woven garment, the smallest thing that's woven, cloth, that's woven is Tamei Mitzitz? We learn it from the tzitz. The tzitz is the plate that went on the Kohen Gadol's head. It said on it, Kodesh LaHashem. It was like a headband that went on the forehead. Amalei Abaya says, "V'tzitz article. What are you saying? Tzitz is not woven. It was a golden plate." But Tani, we have a brayso. Tzitz come in tashels of. The tzitz is a golden plate. It's 2 fingers wide. Mukaf miyayz and lies, and it goes from ear to ear. Because of a veshit and yud kelamayla v'kedesh lamed lamata, it says there's 2 rows there on it. There's 2 lines of writing. One of them says Kodesh LaHashem, Kodesh Lamed, and then above it says Hashem, holy to God. Rabbi Izzah says this was a Gemara we had in, what was this, in Bechiris or Krisus? What was that story? Ani Risi Bereimi because of Kodesh Lamashita Achos. There's a story. Rabbi Izzah went together with Reb Shimon by Yochai. They went over there. Rabbi Izzah himself didn't want his son to go. He was afraid Reb Shimon would harm him if he would do something.
I thought that was in Nida.
Is that in Nida? It could be. It was one of those.
That was when they went. That's when the demon went with him. Or
The
not?
demon went, yeah. Remember the name of the demon? Tamale. I remember because of the candy, hot tamale. This tamalian demon went in there and went into the Caesar's daughter and said, I can only be cured unless Reb Shimon comes or something. And then they let him take they took the document that said that they were able to tear up this decree. Now, Rabbi Lazar Rabbi Yosef was with him. He says, I saw the tzitz. I was there in Rome. And I went in to whatever was there. There was no Vatican. It was before Rome was Christian. They went in over there before Constantine. So, because of Kedush Lashem B'Shita Achazin, it said it in one row. Whatever the case is, the point is that it's not woven. It's made out of gold. So, Kisalak Rav Dimi L'Nardai, that's the kasha they asked on him. When Rav Dimi went to Nardai, Shalachlu, he sent back. Dvarim Shamarti Lechem Toysem Biyadi. I made a mistake. What Rabbi Yochanan actually said was Kacham Mishum Rabbi Yochanan Minayin L'Tachshit Kol Shutame. How do you know that the smallest piece of jewelry is tameh or can receive tamah, is susceptible to tamah? Mitzitz, because the tzitz was very small. Minayin La'arid Kol Shutame. How do you know that something woven could become tameh even if it's very small? It says Me'oi Beged, or a cloth. That oi is coming to include even something that's very small. So that's where we know that from. He combined the two, and that's where the mistake came. Okay, let's leave it here. We'll learn on Sunday. Somehow we'll figure it out.